Welcome to the Jesus Show. Not that one.
Hey everybody, I am back. This week it's going to be a Jesusito episode, so it's going to be a little shorter. Also, if you notice, the studio looks a little different. There's the boxes because we are moving. Yes, we are moving from Nevada. I guess I can say it. I think I've said it before. Henderson, Nevada to Indiana. We're gonna go out that way. Allie's having the baby. She had told me. Well, let me get into that. First, let me do the top of the show stuff. Guys, remember, rate, like, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at The Jesus Show NTO, Twitter at Jesus Show NTO, Facebook, The Jesus Show Not That One, TikTok at The Jesus Show Not That One, YouTube, type in The Jesus Show Not That One or The Jesus Show NTO. The fuck was that? And email me your questions, comments, concerns, thejesusshownto at gmail.com. Yes. Oh, also, we took off, you guys can't see, but behind the camera, there's a wall, and we had the soundproof stuff. All that's down because we have to take it down because we're leaving, and we can't leave it up. So if it sounds a little echoey, I apologize. Hopefully, I only have, 4 episodes of it sounding like this. And then as you can see, that stuff over there, right there that I'm pointing to, there was soundproof stuff there. And then we had the blinds closed, but we're trying to get everything out of here so we can move. Yes, so Allie, how many months ago has it been? I think it was just before Christmas. She had asked me, I came back from a trip, and she said, hey, what do you think about moving to Indiana? She had told me before I left on my trip. I was still based in San Fran. I got back, and it was kind of late. If I remember correctly, it was late. I was eating something. I had a beer. I was sitting at the bar right here in the kitchen. And she had made a list for me about pros and cons about moving to Indiana. We've lived in Indiana before. Our second year in, I don't know if I've told you guys already. Our second year in, we moved to Crown Point, Indiana. That's where her mom and dad live. And we were based out of Chicago. I was only flying maybe a month, and then that's when I got my cancer. And then, I was there flying for a month, and then I was out for 11 months. So we've lived there before. She had asked me because we have the boys, we have the dogs, we live upstairs, we live in a 2-bedroom apartment, and when she stops flying, she's the only one going to be around every single day with the dogs. Going up and down, being pregnant, not feeling good. She just thought, why don't we move back out there with her parents so that her parents can help her out? And if we get a house, which we're renting one of her friends, right, one of her high school friends' houses, would be on a 1-story. The boys would have a yard. She can let them out when she's not feeling that good so that they can run around and play and not be cooped up in the apartment, which they're never cooped up in the apartment. Even when Allie's been super sick, she still musters up the courage, the strength, the will to take the boys out, which is amazing. I don't know I've felt sick, but I've never had a baby in me, and I don't know what that pain is. I feel bad because there's times where she can't sleep, and I wish there was something that I can do for her. There's times where I'm moving, and then I wake up and she just tells me, she's like, I can't sleep. And I'll be like, are you okay? She's like, yeah, I can't sleep. Or the next day I wake up and I go, how'd you sleep? And she goes, I barely slept. And I'm like, fucking A. The good thing, I feel the good thing about her going to work on, going on work trips is that at least she doesn't have to wake up with the boys. She doesn't have to worry about taking them out. Yeah, she has to work, which if she's feeling shitty is shitty. But at least she has the peace of mind, I guess. I don't know. She bought a body pillow and it didn't work out for her, which I felt bad because I was like, fuck, man. But she's getting a new one. Anyways, she had made a list for me. So I sat down, I'm eating whatever I was eating and having a beer. She goes, the pros and cons. Well, actually, when Allie talks, it's like this. So, the good things about Indiana, which there's really no good things about Indiana. Come on, let's be serious. Is it nice? Yeah. Is it where we're gonna stay forever? Absolutely not. I would like to raise our son. Isn't that crazy to say? I'm gonna have a son. I would like our son to grow up in LA, not necessarily in LA, but maybe, not maybe, outside of LA, but in Southern California. Just because growing up, I had the option, like my mom and my grandparents would take us to Disneyland all the time. I liked going to Disneyland, going to the beach, going to the mountains, going to Knott's Berry Farm, going to Universal Studios, seeing things like that was really cool for me. I really enjoyed it, and definitely for a while I took it for granted. I didn't necessarily understand how lucky I was, but that's what I would like for our son. So Allie has this list, and she's like, so blah 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 blah. And before she even started, I said, listen, do you want to move to Indiana? She said, yeah, because, and I said, I don't give a shit what reasons you have. And I wasn't trying to be rude. What I was trying to convey to her is, I don't care where you want to live, because I don't care where I live. I've never been one to, I don't know, I don't care about much. I think I'm pretty easygoing. But I know that she's the one that's going to need the most help. Not me. I'm going to be there to help her out. So when she told me, she's like, I have a list. And I said, I don't care about the list. Is that where you want to go? She said, yeah. I said, let's go. She was like, really? And I said, yeah. And she was like, well, I made the list. I go, I mean, if you really want, you can read it off to me if that makes you feel better. I go, but I'm not going to fight you on it. I'm not going to argue about, no, I don't want to go. And then, I told her that that's not, I know that Indiana's not where we're going to live forever. And I also told her, maybe it is. I don't fucking know. I can't see into the future. Who's to say? I don't know. Maybe we get there. I would like to buy a house out there. Maybe even build a house. I don't know. Or have a house being built and then add some stuff onto it and make it the exact home that we want. Obviously something big enough for the boys, because I want them to have plenty of space to run around. And I don't know, maybe get another 2, 3, 4, 5 dogs. I don't know. I don't know what the future holds. But I told her, I said, I'm open to living out there. I don't know if I'm going to get out there and then I'm going to just fucking love it. As of right now, I don't see myself loving Indiana, but like I've told you guys before, I never thought I was going to be married ever in life, and now I'm married. I never in a million years would have thought I was going to have a kid, and now we're having a kid. There's a lot of things that I never thought that have or are going to happen, and now I feel like I got a burp. Okay, there we go. Now I'm more in a headspace where I say, I'm not, what am I trying to tell you guys? I never say never, I guess is what I'm trying to tell you. Gross, sorry. Yeah, just, I don't, there's plenty of possibilities. And then I just finished, a couple days ago, I just finished my first Chicago trip. Which yesterday when we were at the dog park, when I was at the dog park with the boys, I told one of our neighbors, Joe, I told him, I said, I feel like it's becoming more real. On the commute to Chicago, I was like, oh shit, like, this is real. Like that's my new base. And it was cool because I got there with plenty of time to go to this salad place that you can order a salad that's on the menu, so you can say, oh, give me this one. But I like to make my own. So I made my own, and I had the salad, I had a banana with it. I go, oh yeah. And it reminded me, not reminded me, but it, like in LA, I had my little spots where I like to go hang out during, airport alert. In San Fran, I had my little spots, whether it's just to chill or to eat, when I would commute in and have either, an hour or 4 hours to kill. And then when I got to Chicago, I was like, oh yeah, like I have my own little spots. And it's cool that I have my spots for different airports. I enjoy it. But it was nice. I had a really good trip. I thought I was going to fly with one of my classmates, and he ended up either, I don't know, he dropped the trip or something. I don't know. But I flew with this guy who I flew with to Honolulu with. Does that make sense? I worked with him before. He's San Diego based. He was really cool. We went over to TGI Friday when we were in Minnesota. I think we had like 19 hours. We walked across. It was cold as shit. My watch said it was -8. I was like, fuck. It was cold. But that was cool. I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to be living in snow. And then the next day, I flew with 3 reserves. They were all really cool. They were, bright-eyed, and they're like, oh, this is... It was just nice. And then I was the most senior on the crew, which doesn't, well, yeah, it doesn't happen often, but I feel it's happening more often because we're getting a lot of new hires, which I thought was cool. Yeah, the trip was nice, and then I got in super early the last day. I only had to wait for an hour for my commute back home to Vegas. It was nice and smooth, and yeah, that was my first trip out of Chicago. It was nice. I know. Did you hear? Thanatos is behind me. In the next coming weeks, I think the 20-something, I believe, Allie and I are going to go to Disneyland. We're going to spend the day at Disneyland, and then the next day we're going to spend the day at California Adventure. So that's going to be nice. We're going to get in on the first day. We're going to go see some people in Manhattan Beach and Hermosa Beach, hang out, stay the night down by Disneyland, and the two following, what am I trying to say? God damn it. The following 2 days we're going to spend in the park. Then the last day, we're in Southern California. We're going to see my family. Then we're going to drive back. And we're going to get in. We're going to get the boys back because we're going to send the boys to daycare. Because I just don't I don't want to take them because we're going to be out in the park all day. And I don't want to leave them with my mom because they're not her responsibility, they're our responsibility. And at least they'll see the trainers one more time. And, I know that they have a good time. They play around. They get some of their training done. So it's nice. And we get back, and then I think we have dinner planned for two separate days. We also have vacation, so it's nice because I think I get back on the 20th. And then when Allie gets back on the 14th, she's done for the month. And then, her vacation starts, and then my vacation starts on the 21st, so I get back on the 20th. And then we get back from our Southern California trip, and then I think we're here for 2 days. I guess technically 3, well, 2.5. Because then on the 28th, we start making the drive. And that's it. Then we're out of here. It's crazy how much Vegas has given us. We got here we got here when the pandemic started. And we were, it started with, oh, now you don't have a job, which is crazy. We had just signed the lease for this place. So we got here, pandemic hit, then we got the boys, and then we had, we spent that whole summer just fucking around. We were in the pool almost every day, grilling, hanging out with our neighbors. It was fun times. And then fast forward to going back to work, finding out Allie was pregnant, and then getting married. I know Allie isn't a fan of Vegas, and there's a lot of things in Vegas that I'm not a fan of either. But for the most part, a lot of the people that we've met, they've made a huge impact in our lives. And definitely when I have layovers back in Vegas, I'll definitely be hitting them up to go out, hang out, see them. We've gained so much from it, so I think I can do without the drivers. I think I've told you guys about that. Drivers here, fucking terrible. They are fucking terrible. And pedestrians too. They just, like, everybody has a death wish. It's weird. But aside from that, I've definitely enjoyed my time here. I'm excited for what's to come in Indiana. I'm also really excited about the deep dish pizza because that shit's good. There's a place called Old Chicago, not too far from where we're going to be living. I'm excited to have that. I think it's called Crown Pizza Brewery Port. I don't fucking know. It's good. It's a carriage court pizza? I don't know. I could be making shit up. It's a pizza place attached to a brewery, a little brewery. It's right there. I remember going when we lived there. Have some really good beer, and the pizza's really good. I told Allie the first night we're there, hopefully we can get some of the people, her friend Alex, Amber, Ashley, our landlords, her mom and dad, maybe Kristen and her husband, some other people, just to get together and say hi to, like, hey, we're here. And mostly it's an excuse for me to eat pizza and have some beer, and I'm excited. Also, we're going to have a Hooters not too far from us, so I can have my fix of a buffalo shrimp. Have you guys ever had the buffalo shrimp? I know I've told you guys about the buffalo shrimp. If you haven't had the Hooters buffalo shrimp, do it. That is if you like shrimp and buffalo sauce. If you don't like it, then you're going to think it's a piece of shit, so don't do that. But yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm excited to be hanging out with Jorge from time to time. Just be like, "Hey, let's go do something." That'd be nice. What else? I'm trying to remember what's out there. I mean, I don't have to remember it right now because I'm not on the spot, and there's no test. So, something. Oh, something else I wanted to touch on. I was listening to Your Mom's House podcast with Tom Segura and Christina Pajitsky. It was last Sunday. Not this Sunday, but the Sunday before that, when Kansas City and the Bengals played. I was in Phoenix, and I was listening to I think the last hour of that week's episode. I was a little behind. I'm sitting there, I'm eating my Panera bread, stuff that I got to eat. We had one more leg from Phoenix to San Fran, which was my last San Francisco trip, or that I was my last San Francisco based trip. So I'm sitting there eating, and out of nowhere, Tom says, "Oh, one more thing. You guys probably found out, or you guys probably know." But then I thought to myself, like, I never saw anything. No, I didn't see anybody online talk about it. I mean, I could have missed it. Maybe they weren't specific as to like, oh, we posted something on our story or blah, 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 blah. But he said his dad died. Top Dawg. I went, what? It surprised me. Obviously, I didn't know that his dad was, very sick. I don't think Tom ever talked about it. And if he did, I completely missed it. But he starts talking about how his dad passed away, and he was very, very composed about it. And his wife Christina started talking about Top Dawg, and you can, she even said that, I'm still having trouble processing that information. And let me be clear, I didn't know Top Dawg. I don't know Christina. I don't know Tom. The only thing I know from them is that I listened to the podcast. And Tom has had his dad, Top Dawg, on many times. And his dad was a riot. Every time he would call his dad would pick up the phone and he goes, "Hey, buddy." And he'd say like, "Hey, how you doing, buddy?" It was just cool. Like, I felt that Tom and his dad really loved each other. And as Tom's talking about it, I'm sitting there and I was getting emotional, and I was like, fuck, man. I've always felt weird when I've gotten emotional like that about somebody passing away that I don't know. And like I said, I don't know Tom, I don't know Christina, I don't know Top Dawg. But because I listen to the podcast, I feel connected some way. I also feel that now that I'm gonna be a father, see, I'm getting emotional right now. I don't know, man. That has to be tough. And I've shared with you guys. My dad left when I was young, and he's tried to come back in now and again, and even most recently he's tried to come back into my life, and like, nah, man, like I'm not down with that shit. Because to me he's a stranger. I've told you guys, he's a stranger to me. But then I started thinking like, oh my God, Tom lost his dad That has to be hard. I don't know how it is to lose a parent. And then I started thinking, man, to lose your dad, I don't know what it is to have a good relationship with my dad because I don't have one. Then I started thinking, am I going to have a good relationship with my son? I hope I have a good relationship with my son. I want to have a good relationship with my son. And then I started, I don't know, I just started like, whoa, shit, like things. I started just thinking about a lot of stuff. But mostly, I am sad for Tom. I am sad for Christina. I am sad for Tom's mom, for Tom's family. I hope they find peace. I hope they're okay. And I know they will. I know it's going to be hard. I mean, when I lost my grandfather, when I talk about him now, I still cry. But yeah, it just sucks. Mostly for them, not for me. It sucks for them. I'm just a bystander, and I'm like, oh, Tom Dawg passed away. But definitely gonna remember and miss hearing him on the show. Yeah. That's really all I wanted to talk to you guys about this week. I'm going to try to put out a couple bonus weeks because I missed last week. So I'm going to, I don't know, maybe like a 10-minute little show for you guys. Just maybe a quick little update on the what's going on with the baby. And then I want to do a heavy segment on the Revs because, the season's coming up. So, again, thank you for watching. Thank you for always coming back. I appreciate it. I'm going to try to keeping things consistent because I know consistency is the key. Thank you guys for always coming back. I appreciate that. Remember, rate, like, subscribe, and I will see you next week.